Hey everyone, welcome back to another review room tutorial. Today we're going to continue the discussion on teams. Last time where we left off was we showed you if you click on the teams interface how you can add new teams, how you can basically delete teams, and how you can basically assign team leaders by clicking on this green little arrow. Now let me just close this for a second, and we also showed you if you add the columns teams and teams led, you can see the team information. What we didn't describe was why you would need teams anyway. Because you might ask the question, well, I have reviewer groups, so if I can just separate people out into groups, why would I need teams? And that's a very good question. So let me clarify. When you have two different reviewer groups, each one of the groups is going to have a separate task, right? Because that's one of the purposes of groups, because each group can have a separate type of task. But sometimes you're going to have the same type of task, right? It's the same it's one reviewer group, and this reviewer group is going to take a look at all the applications there are on the system, and they're going to have one type of ranking task. So there's no point in really separating them into groups, but sometimes you may want to separate them into teams in the sense that you could have, let's say, a biotechnology team and a sciences team, and so on and so forth. And because you have these different teams, all they are subgroups essentially, right? Teams are essentially not groups but subgroups. And the advantage of having the concept of a team leader and a regular team member is a team leader can have, we give you the ability, not to say that you would necessarily want to use it, but we give you the ability to assign specific tasks to team leaders and other tasks to team members. So let me clarify that one more time. In some cases, now this applies, some cases what we've seen is what will happen is you'll have a group of people, let's say a group of 4 or 5 people that are a team, and all of the team members will fill out a reviewer ranking form, right? They'll fill it out, and after they fill it out, they'll deliberate, and then the team leader will go ahead and fill out the team leader form, which sometimes will be the same exact form that the team members filled out the first time, except when the team leader fills it out, that's a final answer, right? That's the collaborative result of discussing what people ranked the first time around. So the team leader can see all the rankings from other team members and then can put in the final ranking. So that's the kind of purpose of teams. So if you're asking yourself, do you need teams or not? Most of the times you won't need teams. Teams is an advanced feature. So most of the times you'll have different reviewer groups. So if you're giving out different grants and different scholarships, and each of your reviewer groups is basically going to be, each of your reviewer groups is going to look at a different type of applicant group. Usually you want separate groups. Sometimes it may make sense if the ranking task is the exact same and all your reviewer group is going to look at all of the applications on the system. Sometimes it makes sense to separate them out into teams, especially if you have a concept of a team leader. Now, the important thing is, let's see what this all looks like. So if I click on assignments, and of course the other thing about teams is that one person can be part of multiple teams, and they can be a team leader in one team and then not be a team leader in another team. So in this particular case, if I, so basically what I would have to do first is actually refresh my page because I added all these teams. So now that I've added all these teams, what I can do is, again, open up the assignment interface, and when I click on assignments and go back to the team section, what you're going to see is this time I'm going to have teams in there. So going here, and now what I can do is actually assign applications to teams. So for team A, and what I'm going to do to make things easier is I'm going to apply a filter, and I'm only going to show, let's say, actually I'll only show people who are in the correct round, the pending review round, because those are the only ones that I could rank anyway because they have ranking tasks. So I'm going to click on that, and now these are the only 2 submissions. So for team A, I'm going to get them to look at both of these, and for team B, I'm going to get them to look at one of these, right? So I'll press save. Now that information is saved, and now what I can do is go in and test it out and see what it looks like from a reviewer's perspective when they're part of the team and they have to do some ranking. So stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next video.